Hebron, 17 people have been wounded by Israeli army gunfire, as Palestinian protests erupt in the occupied West Bank and the Gaza Strip following the United States recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. On Thursday, in the West Bank cities of Hebron and Al-Baret, thousands of demonstrators rallied with chants of Jerusalem is the capital of the state of Palestine, witnesses said. Some Palestinians threw stones at soldiers. U.S. President Donald Trump has recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital despite intense Arab, Muslim and European opposition to a move that would upend decades of U.S. policy and risk potentially violent protests. U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York joined other Democrats on Wednesday calling for fellow party member Al Franken, the senator from Minnesota, to resign after new allegations of sexual misconduct against him. A U.S. federal investigator probing alleged Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election asked Deutsche Bank for data on accounts held by President Donald Trump and his family, but Trump's lawyer denied any such subpoena had been issued. Spain's Supreme Court has withdrawn an international arrest warrant for Catalonia's former leader, but he may still be detained if he attempts to return from self-imposed exile. President Vladimir Putin confirmed he would run for re-election in March 2018, a contest he would be expected to win comfortably, extending his grip on power into a third decade. Populist firebrand Steve Bannon savaged national Republican leaders in a fiery call to rally voters behind embattled Senate candidate Roy Moore as the battle for the GOP's soul played out in rural Alabama. 3 fires are burning out of control around Los Angeles, prompting officials to declare a state of emergency. U.S. President Donald Trump has recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital despite intense Arab, Muslim and European opposition to a move that would upend decades of U.S. policy and risk potentially violent protests. One protester was hit by live fire and another 14 by rubber bullets, medics said. A military spokeswoman said soldiers had used riot dispersal gear against hundreds of rock throwers. In the Gaza Strip, dozens of protesters gathered near the border fence with Israel and threw rocks at soldiers on the other side. 2 protesters were wounded by live fire, one was in a critical condition, medics said. The Israeli military said on Thursday that 2 rockets launched at Israel from the Gaza Strip fell short inside the Palestinian enclave. Sirens sounded in Israel at various locations around the northern Gaza Strip on a day of heightened tensions following demonstrations. Following the sirens that sounded in Hof Ashkelon and Shah HaNegev regional councils in southern Israel earlier this evening, 2 launches from the Gaza Strip towards Israel were identified. No hits were confirmed in Israeli territory. Hits were confirmed within the Gaza Strip, an army statement said. Get the latest news and updates emailed straight to your inbox. By submitting your email you are agreeing to Fairfax Media's terms and conditions and privacy policy.